Va salute. This is Troy Pacelli of Last Call, and I'm just here to let you know that the following live stream is rated R for adult language, highly inappropriate jokes, and oh, who the are we kidding? We have no idea what is going to come out of Gorilla's mouth. Viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah.
Kick back, light up, let the good vibes flow. It's Gorilla Cigar Lounge, the place to go. Politics, nerds, and the good old days. Grab your drink, join the talk, let's set it ablaze. Welcome to the lounge where the smokes rise high, where we talk what matters, no sugar, no lie. From galaxy far away to the world outside, Gorilla Cigar Lounge where legends reside. Starships and memories, debates get real. We're saving the world with a mic and some seal. Laughs and wisdom, we're bringing the heat. So pull up a chair, you're in for a treat. Welcome to the lounge where the smokes rise high, where we talk what matters, no sugar, no lie. From galaxy far away to the world outside, Gorilla Cigar Lounge where legends reside. Starships and memories, debates get real. We're saving the world with a mic and some seal. Laughs and wisdom, we're bringing the heat. So pull up a chair, you're in for a treat. Welcome to the lounge where the smokes rise high, where we talk what matters, no sugar, no lie. From galaxy far away to the world outside, Gorilla Cigar Lounge where legends reside. So spark up that stove, let's start the show. At Gorilla Cigar Lounge, let the conversation flow.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Cigar Lounge. And it'll say, fucking happy fucking national fucking extortion fucking day. Now you know how I feel about today. How about you guys?
Oh, well, you know, Gorilla, Suzanne took care of our taxes last month, and we are getting something back. But I'll explain why in about a minute or so. I've got the latest Canadian Revenue Agency's figures on how much they tax. I think Dan was asking that earlier about the tax rate, and I got the information right in front of me. So,
and hello, Gorilla and Mikey. I'm still not kicking that dick yet.
Yeah.
Let's hope you stay that way for a while.
Hey, what? They lower your tax rate from 96 down to 95%?
No, you don't. Okay, let me try to explain it. Suzanne, even because she doesn't work, she's disabled. She still collects, her disability, and they add that as taxable income. But she doesn't make enough to have them start charging her tax percentage. So that the lowest tax rate in Canada is 15%. That's on the first 55,867 of taxable income. My wife makes barely less than that. So, even from her disability checks. So, You'll get a refund pretty much every year.
Ugh.
So, Mikey, tell me up there, do you guys have the same department name? For us, it's called the IRS. Do you guys have the same department called the IRS up there too, or does it go by a different name?
No, it goes by a different name. It's called the CRA, or the Canadian Revenue Agency. CRA. Not claw. Claw. That was just a little humor from Get Smart. Yeah. Well, so, here I'll show you guys.
Go ahead and
look at this. I'm sorry, Gorilla.
Let's go ahead and say hi to everybody in the chat real quick.
All right.
Barely like the background. Whoa, what did I set the background?
The background you have where you have Alex Jones quoting and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's what I meant. I like the background.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Canada also celebrated April 15th as the day taxes drive stake in the hearts of poor, starving Canadians.
It's true. Taxes steal what you don't have. Hashtag.
Yeah. And welcome, Eugene Bird, because this is where the fun begins. Mike says, hey there. Welcome, Scurvy.
Fruitcakes.
Hey, Potty de Limon. Elvin saying hi to us. Everybody say howdy to everybody else. Apparently, Scurvy saying all over the place. Sit down. And comply, Jeffy.
And
all right, like, you're gonna be putting this stuff in here, then I'll make you read it all out.
That's what I meant. I hope you didn't mind. I was gonna let you know. According to this tax year, to the Canadian Revenue Agency, or CRAW, these are the federal tax rates for tax year 2024. They charge 15% on the first 55,867 of taxable income, 20.5% on taxable income over 55,867, and up to 111,733, and then 26% on the anywhere from 111,733 up to 173,205, 29% on taxable income over 173,205 up to 246,752, and finally 33% on any taxable income over $246,752.
Oh,
that's this year.
Did you ask for lube first? And Jeff, it's good to say Jeff B. Yeah. And hey, Drew 24, how's it going?
Yeah, Jeff B. Stay in the 51st state too. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's what you want.
That's incorrect, actually. We don't have to have our taxes filed till the end of April.
Well,
so technically, we got like another 2 weeks.
Okay, so technically,
if you can file your taxes online or even mail it in by the last day in April, I think you're considered okay. So that would be the 30th of the month. Yeah. So technically, we still got a couple weeks here.
Yeah. Let's see. Then IRS equals idiots racketeer service.
Racketeer service. Yeah.
So the top rate Canada at 33% is lower. Our top rate at 37%.
Makes total sense.
Yeah, they also have less brackets.
Isn't the United Kingdom even higher than our taxes though?
I believe so. At PvP, and welcome by the way.
I think they have. Yeah, hi, Mikey. I think they have one of the highest tax systems, most expensive in the world. Do they not? I mean, I'm not sure.
No, I think Denmark beats them out.
Oh well, yeah, I'm sure some of those more socialistic countries probably keep everything running through high taxes. Yeah.
Well, but, while you guys are asking, I'll check to see what the current tax rate is in the UK.
Well, I remember like back in the 60s when a lot of rock and roll stars were getting stinking rich selling their hit singles in the UK, right? And I think some of the British musicians, they just moved over to the States because the tax rates were so ridiculous. Well, you remember that George Harrison Beatles song, Mikey? Taxman?
Oh yeah, Taxman. Yeah.
That's the perfect song for today. That's a good song.
That's still a great song. I used to have the anthology album.
Oh yeah.
And they did the Taxman, like the what do they call them? The ones that didn't make it, like the sound checks, things like that.
Oh, like the oh God, I know what you mean. Demos, the demos.
The demos, right.
Yeah, usually a demo will be like a rough version of the song that isn't quite in its final form quite often. Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, it's the musicians just playing around and trying to figure out exactly how they're going to, finalize this tune, and get it commercial.
Okay, Gorilla. So I posted, in case you guys were curious, the tax rate in the United Kingdom, and they do have their tax. They have 3 rates actually. They're 20%, 40%, and 45% respectively. And it says no tax is charged on income up to the personal allowance, which is set at £12,570 for 2025-26.
1,200 pounds. That's 1,200 pounds is nothing. Like, how much is that in our money? That's not even 20,000.
Probably less than that. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it's on the earned income. 3 different rates.
I know. Here, I think you can earn up to 40,000 in Canada without having to pay anything to the government. Because last year I got my taxes done the last 3 years at the Community Resource Center, right? Because they do seniors income tax online. They'll file it online free of charge for you, right? You just make an appointment and you go in, which is what I did like 2 weeks ago. But the year before, I didn't make as much money at my job, right? So I qualified to get a rebate. I got like an $8,000 rebate back from the feds, right? Because I didn't have this huge income. This year I was $3,000 over the limit. The lady calculated out to like around 43 grand that I earned this year. And the thing was, I hadn't calculated in the pension that I've been getting for like almost a year now or whatever, right? So those pension amounts coming in at the end of every month, those really add up, and that boosted my income enough to put me over the limit. So I got to pay $1,100 back to the feds by the end of the month.
Yeah, and I did tell
my bank and pay those bastards.
Yeah, and I did tell Jeff B. He's correct. In Scandinavian countries, their tax rate is anywhere from 60 to 70%. They're the highest in the world.
Holy shit! What's the point of working?
Yeah.
So no.
Let's catch up on chat here.
All right, sir.
Yeah, Jeff says, hail PvP. And hey, Jerm, how's it
Hello,
going?
Jerm. What's up?
Yeah. I had to pay an extra $800 USD in January, but happy to have it out of the way. Grill was paying for tires and windows. Yeah, I think I'm going to begin, like, after TurboTax takes their extortion fee, I think I'm going to be getting, like, 700 and some back.
Oh, that's good.
Or, I don't know, maybe that's just federal. I think I'm getting a bunch back from the state, too.
Are you? Oh, that's pretty cool.
You're doing well there. Wow.
Because we get I have to pay state taxes and we got to pay federal taxes. So, but then usually I get like $500 back from the state, and depends on the other there. So I should invest in a new computer.
I think you should, Gorilla, because you're going to get a decent refund just because of your position in the company, right?
No, it's because I'm poor.
I understand.
Yeah. So
I'm disabled and poor, so I got the worst of world here. So I said the income tax. Yeah, then I quoted that. Yeah, and Jeff B's right. They do have a 60 to 70% rate on their incomes.
Yeah. Daniel says, fourth leg girl panel. How's everyone doing tonight? Doing all right, Daniel. How's it going?
Yeah.
Everything.
And we got Charlotte Nightstar the werewolf there in there. Woo! Hello, Charlotte.
Hey, Charlotte.
Yeah, let's see. $60,654 in the U.S.
So that's what it is in the U.S. Gorilla. If it's $12,570 in the UK in pounds, it's $16,654 in the United States.
Holy
they
shit!
They tax on the income. Yeah,
that's a big difference. To quote the Simpsons, quote the Simpsons, look over to the IRS. Boo! Hey, if anybody's in the D.C. area, have them go piss on the IRS building for me. Canada is brutal. I agree, Canada is rough. Let's see, $1,200. Well, that's the price I'm paying for. all those social programs.
Oh, your social programs.
Yeah, hey Charlotte, how's it going? And
Hey,
Matt,
Charlotte. Woo. Hello, Charlotte.
Hey, Matt.
Hey, Matt.
Lunch lady groomed and sexually assaulted high school freshman. I just found out she's really pretty too. Now, why could that happen to me when I was going through high school?
Holy fuck! Did you just say that, Daniel?
Yeah, Daniel. Wait till you have kids there, because I used to think the same way there. I was like, then I was like, I don't want some fucking teacher fucking my daughter. It's kind of funny looking at people like if it's the girl having sex with the male teacher, everybody's pissed off and wants to lynch the fucking teacher. Well, if the boy fucks a pretty fucking female teacher, also there's high fives and all the dads are proud and all that other shit.
It is a double standard, that's for sure. Yeah.
Oh, it definitely is.
Oh, that's way past double standards territory.
Oh God, no.
It's extreme double standard. Yeah, for sure. Oh boy.
Well, a lot of it's hidden too, right? Because there are some high schools where, like, the teachers, especially the male ones, try to make it with the 15 or 16-year-olds, and then they tell them, well, if you say anything, it's going to ruin your reputation at school and all this other bullshit. So sometimes it's a hidden terror. It's a hidden issue. It really is bad. Yeah. It really is.
Yeah, let's see. JP says, just be glad he didn't go to a Catholic school. I went to a Catholic church and all that.
JP's, I went to a Catholic high school, dude. I never got molested or other shit. So
you
better drop that right now, buddy.
Never had the rulers across your knuckles?
Hey, I never had any. There was no reason to beat me. I was an exemplary student, Gorilla. I was a nerd, but I was an exemplary student. So teachers didn't see a reason to hurt me or anything. That's a good thing.
You see, why couldn't that happen to me when I was going to high school?
Oh, Daniel, I don't know, man, but that's not cool. Come on.
Like a pretty lunch lady asked me to her house and wants to cuddle, and I wouldn't say no.
It's not just about cuddling, though, right? You know this, Daniel. It's more involved than that. Come on. They get horny. They get upset. They have a rough day at school. I just taught about 60 students, and I'm fucking tired. And oh, by the way, maybe this one young freshman or sophomore looks decent, and I want to go after him. So that's what the female teacher would do if they were frustrated, especially if they're single. I don't know. Maybe they do it if they were married and do it on the side, but I know they do it if they were single.
So how did we get from income taxes to this topic?
What?
Daniel brought it up.
Yeah, Daniel brought it up. Well, it's a cigar lounge after all,
Yeah, you never know what we're gonna fucking say.
That's right. I keep forgetting it's Tangent City.
Hey, well, get your tangents out now.
Yeah.
Well, unlike on the Walton stream.
Yeah, pull the tangents out of your ass. For too long.
Well, I finally got my voter's card in the mail today.
Your voter card?
Yeah, voter's card. Yeah. Now I know what days. I know what days the pre-election day polls open, because we have a few days before the actual election day. I always go vote in the early poll because it's less busy, right?
Yeah. Is it still April 28th is the final
I believe
voting
so.
day?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah. Unless Carney's, infiltrated a bunch of communist, party members to, mess with the system or something. But
but I think that's kind of BS that you guys have. Your election days can be any fucking days, I like our fix. Yeah, this long to sell your message or get so many ballots printed up before then you got to go.
Well, you have your election every 4 years on November the 4th, I believe, is it? If I
Well,
remember.
it's the first. No, it's either like the first or second Monday or Tuesday in November.
Okay.
Yeah, Tuesday in November, whenever that falls. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So it fluctuates a little bit, but it's like you know exactly what it's going to be with
Yep.
the way the calendar is written.
Yeah. See, the thing is, our government here, they have more flexibility, because sometimes governments have called an early election too, and when they think they're going to win, and some governments have called an early election and they've lost because they miscalculated the mood of the voters out there, which I find hilarious when the few times that's happened.
Well, they might go, this might be the best time we could do it because otherwise we'll lose even more seats. And hey,
Yeah.
Boomer, how's it going?
Hey, Boomer.
Hey, Boomer.
No, sometimes they just know they're going to get their ass handed to them, so it's like better to take the loss now than to wait and lose even more seats.
Well, sometimes too, the government, there'll be a change of some kind. Maybe members might cross the floor to one of the other parties and upset the balance of power. Like if you've got a minority government and something like that happens, that can trigger an election too, of course, right? Because you get a minority government situation where it's basically just tied up. Nobody can do nothing, right? Nothing gets passed, So I've seen that happen a few times too. So sometimes they'll just call it, just say, we got to do something. We got to break this tiebreaker kind of situation, right? So,
yeah. So,
but yeah, I mean, I like our system though, because you get your voter's card in the mail. It tells you the locations. Like I think there's usually 3 different locations I can vote at. And I usually go over to the recreation center, about a 5-minute drive from here. Usually I go there and vote because it's good parking, easy access, and usually if you go in the evening, because I think the polls stay open, I think till like 7 o'clock at night or maybe 9 o'clock at night. I forget now. But usually I'll go in the evening after work, and there'd be hardly anybody there. There'd be a handful of people voting at that time of day, right? So it's perfect because then I don't have to waste any time. I just go ahead and mark my ballot and I'm done. But yeah, now I know where I'm going to go because I just take a look at the card. It'll have the address and everything on there. It'll have the days and the times. Usually I think there's like 3 days before the official election day where you can do like, pre-voting days, pre-days. So that's, I kind of like that because it spreads out the crowd too, right? Because I voted once or twice on election day and never again, because you could stand in the line for an hour, on that day. So yeah.
I've never had to wait an hour to vote on election day. Longest I've had to wait was 2 minutes.
What's the population in your town?
Oh, let's see. it was 1,612, but the old lady down the street just died, so that make it down to 11. But the gals up the street just had triplets, so that up to 14. So 1,614.
Yeah, but the
Nice.
triplets won't be voting anytime soon.
Yeah,
so
but they won't be voting, so they're not included there, Gorilla.
Yeah.
The old lady might get to vote again because there were dead people voting in your previous election 4 years ago, were there not?
There's always dead people voting. What are you talking about?
Well, wasn't that a whole scandal about there were people on the voters list that were actually deceased, and there was like some clowns that went out and voted in their name or something? Like, I don't know. I mean, maybe that's all bullshit, but
that happens all the time.
Okay, well, there you go. I guess I was right.
I just want to say,
one year was they kind of overdid it a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
And I just want to say quickly, JP Tabernacle, by the way, the place I went to was called Borgate Catholic High School. I was a freshman, and it was in a residential area of Phoenix, Arizona. So I'm sorry, but I did go to a residential Catholic school that your uncles and aunts did, just down there in Arizona. Yeah. So that's not a good excuse, JP's.
Let's see. PvP late today. I got mine 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why it was so late. this year. It really I was getting quite pissed off yesterday because
didn't.
it
Yes,
should
I
have
did.
been. I went online and looked at their Elections Canada website, and they said that they should have been delivered by last Friday, on the was it the 11th or whatever that was, and it wasn't in the mailbox when I checked on Saturday. So, oh, excuse me. But yeah, I don't care now. I got it. It's all good. So I'm going to go earliest time I can get there. I'm going to go get it done.
Is that true, Resolute Germ? You got to read the chat.
I'm trying to get through here, but I'm not going to
I
interrupt
understand.
anybody. And Yokes and no away. Hey, Boomer,
Yoinks.
how's it going?
Hey, Boomer.
Let's see. First Tuesday after the first Monday, so it can't be on the first. Okay. Thank you for clarifying that, Germ. And Carney and the Liberals will get voted in again.
God, I hope not.
I hope not.
Yeah.
Or it's the end for the country.
There's a lot of stupid people out there. But the thing is, I've given up on trying to predict anything because the polls are often totally wrong. And the polls have been flip-flopping back and forth like a fish on a dock. And, I just give up on the polls. I don't really believe anything. And the pollsters, some of them are crooked. I really do believe that. Some of them are definitely biased towards the government in power right now. So also the online stuff on YouTube, there's so many political channels, small media, Rebel News and, all kinds of independent pundits on YouTube. And, there's the pro-liberal ones and there's the pro-conservative ones, right? And they're back and forth. And both sides, like the liberal lovers say the liberals are going to win. The conservative lovers say the conservatives are going to win. And it's all like echo chamber politics back and forth day after day after day when I look at it now. And I've gotten to the point where I really can't listen to it anymore because it's starting to me just sound like it's all bullshit. And I don't know what to believe at this point, right? So I just hope Canadians if Canadians can't see how crooked the Liberal government's been for 9 years and what a globalist snake Carney is, if they're that stupid, and I know there's plenty of them that are, sadly, it really bugs me. That's why I wish Trump would have never started this tariff stuff, because he wants the Liberals to win, though, because he wants Carney in, because he knows Carney will get on his knees and give Trump what he wants, right? Because he's weak. He's a super weakling. He's never been a politician. He's never been elected to office. He's never even, got, been elected to a school board, for Christ's sakes. And now we got this clown as our de facto prime minister, because 135,000 Liberal voters voted him in their convention. Man, if that doesn't stink, I don't know what the hell it is. It's just like, so I hope people are not that stupid.
Yeah.
Seriously, that's why I say, tell everybody, if you're in Canada, tell everybody to go and vote Conservative if at all possible, because just point out to them what the Liberals have been up to, what they've done, the truckers and all that stuff, and all the things they've pulled over the years. Just get your voice out there, and just say, look, we got to save our country here, because I think this is the most important election of my lifetime. I really believe that. I really do.
Yeah. And JP says, no, you did. And we get shot.
I hate to break it to him, but back in 1979, when I went to that Catholic high school, we had more rural areas than we did, and more residential than we did anything else. So, JP's, you weren't there with me in 1979, unless you were a little chiggered on my back or something while I was in the Arizona desert. So, there you go.
Yeah. And hey, Mercer, it's been a minute, and welcome.
Hey, Mercer, what's up, dude?
Yeah. It happens all the time. My father voted in 2020. He passed in 2013. There way they actually check that?
Do they actually check? I don't think so.
No, it says there way they actually check that.
Well, that's why we have the system here with the voters cards, because like when my mother died, you get, of course, you get the doctor, issues the certificate of death, right? I got a copy of that on the shelf over here somewhere still. The certificate of death goes to the province. The province issues all that shit, all the paperwork, and it goes to Elections Canada. That this person is now deceased. They're removed from the voters registration roll, and they no longer get a voter's card. Like my mother has not gotten a voter's card to the address, in 8 years because she's dead. So they don't send her voter's cards anymore because she doesn't vote. Simple. I don't know. It seems to work here. I don't know. Just saying.
Yeah, but Florida had that issue, right, with the Chad thing.
Oh,
and there was a lot of people that
hanging chads.
The hanging chads, and they had, they took them from cemeteries and whatever. And
by the way, Hanging Chads would be a great punk rock band name.
I agree.
Yeah, that'd be a good
Hanging Chads. Yeah.
Kind of like Dead Kennedys, kind of a little bit.
That or what Gorilla came up with before. Remember, he called us Gorilla and the Silverbacks. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
name. I like it too. Yeah.
That sounds to me more like a classic rock band, though.
Hey, we're classic rock people.
Well, Silverbacks does suggest maturity of some sort, so maybe not quite perfect for a punk band.
Silver. Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that, Mercer.
Yeah. Oh, that sucks to have to get surgery this summer. I hope it goes well for you.
Yeah, we hope so, sir.
Yeah. Well, if you gotta do it, you gotta do it.
Yeah. Let's see if they contact you to verify address. Okay, gotcha.
Right.
Hey, Mercer, how's it going? I'm getting ready for surgery this summer. Good to see you, Daniel. I'm off to bed soon. Well, you have a good night there, Mercer.
Yeah, get a good rest.
Yeah, and say good. The cats say good night to Normal, your baby cat. So yeah, big cat. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we hope you come out of it okay too, sir. Yeah. Mercer.
Oh, speaking of health problems,
Yikes.
I was gonna bring this up. I hadn't heard from my cousin in a couple of months, which is not uncommon because I know he's busy all the time, with lots of things on the go. But did I mention previously my cousin's wife she had the cancer occurrence like 3 years ago?
Is she okay?
Well, I emailed him on, I guess it was Friday night, and I got an email back on Sunday, and her cancer reoccurred like 3 or 4 months ago. It went her back went into remission because she was taking that pill therapy for like the past 3 years, and it worked, but then it stopped working. And then about 4 months ago, they discovered that she's got lung cancer now. And she's been taking radiation treatments for like the last 4 months. And my cousin's email on Sunday, when he sent it to me, said that the radiation is no longer working now. Or the chemo is no longer working. So now they're going to radiation treatments to, kind of ease the pain. But I can tell from, the way my cousin worded the email that I can tell he's very, very concerned, because he didn't come out and say it, but when chemo treatment stopped working and his lung cancer, because we know lung cancer is pretty tough. That's a tough one, right? That's one of the tougher ones to treat, I believe, still. Not that I'm an expert or anything, but I'm very concerned about my cousin's wife because she's such a nice person. She's a good person. She doesn't deserve to be going through this. And she's only maybe about 5 years or so younger than my cousin and I are. So she's only like, maybe around 61 or something. So she's too young to be facing this kind of situation. And, and they've been married. It'll be like, I think their 40th anniversary next year, I believe, next summer. Yeah. So I'm really kind of, it's kind of really, I was really in a bad mood on Sunday night. And yesterday I was really in a funky mood. Because,
they are.
I'm very, very worried. I'm very concerned for them. So.
Hey, and Eugene Bird with the 99.
Eugene Bird, you're the king. Super chats making our cigars sing. Lighting the lounge, keep it free. You're the sugar daddy of the real love. Thank you.
thank you, Eugene Bird, for the silver tongues. No, we call ourselves the silverbacks.
Silver tongues.
Yeah.
Silver tongues.
Yeah, we get it.
Thank you for the super chat. You're making dreams come true. Your kindness lifts us higher. We're so grateful for you. Every little sparkle, every gift you send fuels the joy and laughter. You're the best, my friend.
Thank you for the super sticker there, Eugene. Thank you very much.
I gotta say, Bird's like one of those guys at the side of the stage at this strip club, and Gorilla's just, Gorilla's just showing it all, and he's stuffing those dollars down. Old Gorilla's,
Hey, PvP. I'm gonna float a name to you. Do you remember Wink Martindale?
Oh, Wink Martindale, I remember.
He died, 91 years old.
Holy shit! I didn't even know he was
What
still
just
alive.
happened?
Wink Martindale. He was a famous guy. He had this show that was called Gambit way back in like the time machine, so many years ago, right around when they had Wheel of Fortune show up. And he was one of the top game show hosts until Pat Sajak and Vanna White came on the scene and made it an iconic show. And then his show canceled soon after.
Didn't he?
So
have
he died today at 91 years old.
Didn't he have a show later than Gambit though? It seems I remember something like
He had a show. I think it was 2010 or something like that. I was reading over his biography.
Yeah, 30 odd years ago. 30 odd years ago could be about right. Yeah, like I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, you're welcome, Mercer.
Or 15 years ago.
Mercer says thank you. Dale says I hope they come out okay. And they are taking out a kitty. Oh shit!
Oh. Ouch!
I'm sorry to hear that, Mercer. I hope
that's major. That's major stuff, man. Well, get lots of rest. And try and stay as healthy as possible before, so you're in good shape when you go, into the hospital.
Yeah, Mikey says first for you, Mercer, and normal.
Yeah.
And the silver
I don't know about that one.
And PvP, they all sound devastating. Well, Polio there sounds like he'd be a good pick.
Well, it says in 1994 he was a producer for a TV series called Boggle, the interactive game.
Oh God, I don't remember that.
Years before that, he did a TV series called Second Honeymoon, and then there was one back in 1985-86. That was the one he did the most, called Headline Chasers. He was the executive producer for that TV series. Jeez. 137 episodes, game show episodes of that one.
I don't remember.
And the last thing he worked on was Permission to Theme Music. He did the Hollywood Museum Squares in 2021. He did 5 episodes of that. That was the last thing he worked for. He worked on. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember any of those shows, to be honest.
Yeah, but I remember Gambit, and I also remember Tic Tac Toe. He did the Tic Tac Toe. That was.
I think I might remember that one. That might be one I do remember.
Yeah. Yeah. Lemon says, Tic Tac Toe too. Yeah, that was a cool game, dude. Seriously.
Mercer says, good to see you all. Normal's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Cool, Mercer. I'm worried for Normal not seeing you our girls.
Yeah, our fur babies. Normal really liked seeing Deja Vu and Moon Pie whenever we were on the when we were there at Jet Nerdy and he was showing his beautiful cat Normal off, and as soon as Normal was starting to make a meow sound, Moon Pie would run over to the screen because I had myself, on my camera, and she would start meowing to Normal, and then so did Deja Vu. So, yeah, it's been a while since those cats have seen each other.
Yeah. So, are these dollars or are they bird bucks?
Bird bucks. Bird bucks.
Take that dope.
Take that dope.
Yeah. And hey, Nemesis Being, how's it going? Old man bird.
Hey, Nemesis Being.
Welcome. Just you said dough, right? You reminded me of something. You know what? I just found out that Disney renewed The Simpsons for 4 more years.
Oh, for fuck's sakes, haven't they ran out of ideas yet?
Well, is anybody even watching that show anymore? I haven't watched that show probably in 30 years.
I mean, it's at like season 30, 34, 35 now.
It's just ridiculous. Who watches it? I'd love to know what the actual viewer numbers are on a show like The Simpsons, because I thought it ran out of ideas around season 5 for me. Like that's when I quit watching it.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, enough said Old Man Bird being a legend. Mikey, it sounded like you said Wink Dale did the show called Promiscuous Teen Music.
Actually,
No, but way back in the day, he did a thing called he did a game show called What's That Song? He did that a long time ago.
I could actually see a game show with that exact title being a big hit on TV right now.
I could totally see that.
Because, there's plenty of that out there, right? Promiscuous teen music. Like, you could have like a guest star of the week, do a song, like you get Taylor Swift on, or, some rap guy, or, singing about, promiscuous teen stuff.
Let's see, Nemesis. Good to see you too, girls. How are you doing, buddy? Today was a day. It's a hard day. Let's see. Hollywood Museum Squares 2021 Boomer.
That was what it was called. He did the music for that show.
Then Nemesis says, hail to all of the panel and chat. Hope you are all doing well. And the lesser name going show wolves, what's in my pants? I do not want to know what's in your pants.
I don't want to know either, Lemon. Especially if it's squeezably soft. Oh, there's a clip for you, girl.
Oh, you'll never know what I'll clip and stuff.
Yeah, sure.
That girl is like the FBI. He's got an archive clipped of all of us.
Mostly
more like the NSA. I thought Gorilla was more like the NSA, not the FBI.
Oh yeah, okay, that makes more sense.
Well, mostly what I got saved is all the times you said you wanted to see Grandma and Grandpa do it on the kitchen table. Or Mikey said that Grandma's gonna pull a ball gag and whip out on Grandpa.
Oh God!
I don't think I made those jokes more than like 3 or 4 times in total in all the episodes we've done.
Hey, if I did a montage there, it'd be longer than doing a montage of TNG saying the word phenomenon.
Well, actually, that's not a bad idea. You should do a montage. I'd enjoy that.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. I'm back.
Welcome back there, Dan.
Yeah. No, there's the thing on YouTube there. It's every time they say the word phenomenon in Star Trek: The Next Generation. The damn video is 25 minutes long, and all it is phenomenon. That's all the video is. It's 25 minutes long.
You gotta wonder, like, who watches that for 25 minutes, right?
Well,
I watched it for like 2 minutes.
Well,
I was like, that's enough.
Well, Gorilla, I got another challenge for you. Just watch clips of Voyager and see how many minutes it is for them to say quantum in a row, since that show loves the word quantum.
No, you're thinking of Voyager.
Yeah, Voyager.
Yeah, that's what he said. He just mentioned Voyager.
Oh, I'm pretty sure the guy did that too.
He probably also did. How many times is Janeway's name mentioned? Janeway, like for the whole 7 years.
No, but you could do that for any of the damn shows. That was not as fun.
Or
especially when the person's the main character. It's only fun when you have the recurring words there, like TNG is phenomenon.
Yeah.
Voyager is quantum. Because
Gorilla, make it so. How about many times that Picard said make it so?
That'd be a good one.
Yeah. That's not as fun either, because that's that's like the catchphrase.
Yeah, but I mean, there is a video out there I've seen where this one guy said how many times he said "make it so" or "engage," because that was his catchphrase.
There is
Yeah, there is a video out there. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, it's kind of funny. Someone made the meme there. There it had a picture of Pennywise on the bridge there sewing.
Oh yeah. Well, which Pennywise was it? Tim Curry or Bill Skarsgård?
Well, the joke is make it so.
Okay, make it so. Oh God.
Man.
Oh, it must have been Tim Curry then.
That's a groaner. That one.
Yeah.
The meme is pretty hilarious, I will say.
I wouldn't mind.
You have your moments when you're a comedian. You make us laugh, and then there's those other times where like,
Hey, there's not my joke. I'm relaying the joke in text format when it's not in meme format.
Yeah.
But if you want real groaners, they got like there's that one picture where Riker was getting accused of murdering the doctor. They're on the holodeck recreating the whole thing there. That's the two of them sit next to each other and they tell freaking dad jokes.
Boy.
Yeah, or better yet, if you want to grow and just listen to one of my jokes.
Yeah, those are toaster bath worthy.
I still say, go ahead, PvP.
I was just going to say, I would imagine somebody must have done one of like Bones going, "He's dead, Jim."
Oh yeah. Oh no. There's one where I saw it. I think it was only about a month ago, where it says "I'm a doctor, nada," and they said every single "I'm a doctor, nada" from the TOS thing.
That would be another fun one too, and one where Spock goes illogical or whatever. That would be good too.
Oh yeah, or he says fascinating.
The logical one would be good, but I don't think that you get 25 minutes worth of Spock going illogical.
No, you probably wouldn't.
That's just the funniest thing, because to do the phenomenon thing, I think they had to say it like, I think they averaged like twice per episode.
Thing is, so how many episodes to TNG? There's like 180 something.
173.
173. Okay, so that's almost double. Well, that's more than double of the original series, right? So, it makes sense they got more material to work with.
Yeah.
You could probably, I bet you could get a good 5 minutes out of just Spock raising his eyebrow, though, Like, seriously. It's like every episode. Is it almost every single episode? Like,
yeah.
Well, there's those videos. I think you guys have already known about them, but there's those videos where they have these different parts where they have the Spock and Kirk relationship, friendship. Then they have the Spock and McCoy friendship, and they go through all the different times, like, they interacted with each other, and those are hilarious. Yeah, some of them are really funny.
Well, that's what really makes the show a classic, is the interaction of the big three, as the
big three. Yeah, sure.
But the rest of the cast, they all contribute great stuff too. So that's why it's such a perennial series. Like, there's probably like, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I bet there's 4 or 5 reaction channels right now doing TOS on YouTube, and they're all like people like in their 20s and 30s too, right? That are discovering the show for the first time, and they're really getting into it. Like, some people are really getting into analyzing the show, getting into analyzing the character relationships, and well, I've told you about some of them, right? I mentioned Warp Reactor and Bunny Tails. Those are my 2 favorite ones.
Bunny Tails is hilarious. She's
hilarious, and she's cute as hell too.
And PvP, and I will say this: it's probably that and the memes too that they get out of the TOS show to do memes.
I don't know.
Everybody thought. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, PvP.
I was just going to say, the 2 channels I mentioned, they take the show very seriously. Like, they really have become huge fans. And Bunny actually just finished the original series about a month ago, and she's doing the animated series now. She's more than halfway through that, and she's really loving that too. Because, well, let's put it this way: she's so much into it. Like, when when one of the animated episodes, DC Fontana's name came up at the start of the episode, she's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, DC Fontana!" Like she recognized her name instantly because she's totally so into the show. She even knows who the writers are and the directors, and she's really, she's like become a big fan like we are, and it's nice to see. But I mean, she's not super young. She just had her 39th birthday because she had a birthday party stream about a month ago, which was kind of cool.
Oh yeah.
She was on for like 4 hours singing karaoke.
Yeah, wow.
I watched a bit of it.
There
It was pretty good.
there was something else she was talking about. She had this discussion about, and I read about it myself, about how Beam Me Up Scotty was never once said in either the movies or any of the series. The closest they came was where Captain Kirk said, "Beam us up, Scotty." But he never said, "Beam me up, Scotty." He never said that. But he came close a few times.
Was that in the animated series when he said that?
Also in the animated series, yes. I was including both the original and the animated series.
Yeah, because I
Mikey,
remember the animated.
what do you call that effect that you just mentioned? Roughly, what do you call that effect?
You mean the transporter effect?
No, the effect where a line is so iconic that's not exactly what they said, but it's what pop culture.
It's iconic. It's a lexicon. It's well known. It's something. Okay, people say that he said "Beam me up, Scotty" sometime during those periods. Well, that's the Mandela effect. Some people will remember that the Mandela effect. Some people will remember that he said it, and others will say, "Oh no, he never said that." That's like the thing with Empire Strikes Back, where Darth Vader's going after Luke, and he says, "Luke, if you join me," and of course, in one universe, he says, "Luke, I am your father," and another one, he says something completely different. So yeah, the Mandela effect. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, Bert's laughing.
Yeah, and Dale says there is a video on YouTube showing Picard deny war over and over again.
Yeah, I've seen that one, Daniel.
You know what? I'd like to see one of "Shut Up, Wesley." Shut up, Wesley.
Yeah. There's one of those too.
Yeah, but they only say it's only said twice there.
They said that more than twice. Come on, Gorilla.
They said it many times, actually.
They must have said that 50 times in the first couple seasons.
No.
Yeah.
All right, I got to fact check it because they only said it twice in that drunken episode there.
Okay, you want me to look this up? I could.
I'm doing it right now. I'm doing it. Times did they
say "Shut up, Wesley"?
I'm sure they said it way more than twice. Come on.
Yeah, come on.
The phrase "Shut up, Wesley" is a well-known quote from Star Trek that specifically used by Captain Jean-Luc Picard and Dr. Beverly Crusher to quiet Wesley Crusher, young boy, and Dr. Son sometimes annoying. While there's no precise count of how many times it's said, it's a recurring line that occurred in there. No, I swear they only said it twice.
Oh, God.
Okay, I lied. So it said 4 times. It said 4 times.
Did that article say sometimes annoying? Because it said sometimes annoying. Is that not what you just read?
Yeah.
If they're saying Wesley was sometimes annoying, their article has no credibility with me. Because he was always annoying.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was just annoying.
Okay, so the AI is annoying. Okay. Well, actually, no, that was from. Yeah, that's the AI there.
Oh,
then
I wouldn't trust
from
the
the
AI.
Stack Exchange. Well, it's only said 4 times.
Well, I'm not going to rewatch the episodes because I don't care enough about TNG to put the time into it right now. But
oh, okay. So yeah, it says there are only 4 times when someone told Wesley to shut up on TNG, and 2 of them are the same. Yeah, so you and I, Gorilla, are reading from the same science fiction and fantasy Stack Exchange. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know if people tell Will Wheaton "Shut up, Wesley" on his Twitter, he blocks them?
Oh, really? So let's
He's got
see. This will be the fastest block I can.
Oh, here we go.
Let's
You're gonna pull up your page when you.
Damn it! So now you make me go on actual X and do the fucking live instead of on my phone where it's a lot easier.
Yeah,
I'm still trying to get Brooklyn Dad to block me, but he won't.
Yeah. See, now this is what Lemon Pie's mentioning to Sifdan. Because Lemon Pie says, he says, no, I am your father. But then Sifdan and I remember it as, no, I'm your father. Not I am. It's I'm your father.
Okay, that's minutia there compared. Everybody's arguing that, saying that he says, Luke, I am your father. So therefore, you guys are arguing over a magic one word there, but that's not even the fucking argument.
Well, even Lemon Pie says that Vader said you never call, you never write.
Yeah, you're almost as bad as MSNBS.
Come on, Lemon. Oh, shit.
So,
that's insane.
All right, so I got this shared here. Will we?
Oh yeah, Will Wheaton's show. Did you guys ever watch it? Did you ever watch his show?
Oh fuck!
I saw enough of him for the last lifetime and Next Generation when I watched that. For fuck's sakes!
I got stuck watching it.
I never.
Out of my fucking mind.
I mean, seriously, look at that cheesy grin on his page.
I don't think this is it because it says 0 posts. Unless he completely obliterated his Twitter.
If that isn't a shit-eating grin, I don't know what one is.
I don't know.
There's a fake one.
That's a.
Oh, speaking of, God, you were looking at a hockey score. I was trying to look at a basketball score.
Oh, which one?
Poor man's Will Wheaton.
Warriors win by 13. Okay.
No, this ain't it because I only have 90 followers. How the fuck do you say his spell name?
It could be one L. Maybe that's it.
That is what L.
Yeah. Feel your feelings.
No. Oh, you
got his name misspelled.
Yeah, it's not.
How did I spell it?
You got it spelled like a breakfast cereal or something, Gorilla.
Oh shit. Okay, Gorilla. It's spelled Wheaton. Will Wheaton. Oh, I'm sorry. Wheaton, like wheat, and then on. So it's wheat on. It's Will Wheaton. Yeah, there it is. Will Wheaton, right there, where he's got the check mark. Yeah, that's him.
What the hell?
Oh, he did block.
Yeah, he blocked people. His posts are protected.
No, I'm not blocked. Do I have to actually follow him?
I was going to say, this account is no longer active. Look at the top.
Yeah.
It's no longer active.
Wheaton. Yeah, Wheaton.
Where does it say that?
Right under his name.
Yeah.
This account is no longer active. It says right under his name.
Yeah.
Oh,
if there's a blue check here, it had nothing to do with Elon Musk or blah, blah, whatever.
He said Elon Musk is an ill human.
Oh, so he fled to the pedophile site Blue Sky. And I can't say that because
okay.
I can say that because like the first day, every other word or post was a child on there.
I thought in some of my rants, some of my JAS
his account popped up before. It had his face on it. You missed it.
Yeah, but I blocked it.
Yeah. But I was gonna say, Daniel, that in my JAS is like I make fun of Elon Musk all the time. I call him Elon Muskrat Love, like after the song from Captain Neil. And I thought that guy was sensitive enough, like, oh, I think I'm going to ban Mikey Sue's 4 channel and all this other crap. And he still hasn't done anything yet, knock on wood. But I make fun of him all the time.
Well,
he's the stooge to Trump's Trump card.
I think since Elon's working on space travel and making billions more dollars, I mean, I don't think he goes on every day to check and see what you're talking about him, Mikey. Like
he probably doesn't.
I really doubt it.
Yeah, no,
and
he's
and Mikey, odds are he probably does not give a damn. And if
Why should he?
And then my point,
Why?
if he did see it, he'd probably say, "Oh, just look at this little troll. He's trying to troll me. Oh, he's cute." It's like, "Oh, I'll just leave him alone and don't block him.
It's
He's just being a cute little troll. Just leave him alone."
Well,
yeah.
the thing is, before Musk took it over, who was running it? Because there was somebody different a couple years back, wasn't there?
Believe so, but I think he was fired by Trump immediately, and he said Elon took over.
I think there was another person running Twitter for a while, and they were really banning free speech. Like they were just knocking people out if they didn't like what they were saying. And then when Musk came on, I remember reading somewhere that he said it was going to be wide open now, like the Wild West, and people could just post any opinions, within reason, of course. I mean, if you start talking about blowing up buildings, you're probably going to get kicked off. But, within reason, I mean, like political speech, free speech. I think Elon said he was in favor of that, if I remember reading about it somewhere like a couple of years ago when he first took over. So I don't think he really has any interest in trying to ban or block people's thoughts or messages. I think he figures let I mean, that's democracy. Let people have free speech and free opinions and exchange them, and have ideas back and forth, or even have arguments back and forth, or discussions, or whatever. And that's healthy, I think, right? So.
Yeah, I mean, what I call Trump, I call him the Trump card, and like I said, I call Elon Muskrat love, or whatever. I think that's pretty tame. I mean, if he was that ultra sensitive about it and wanted to come after my channel, come bring it, baby. That's all I'm going to say to him. So
Oh, I'm sure there's lots of Harris supporters the day after the election that were on Twitter saying a lot more nasty things than that.
Oh, plenty of nasty shit. Absolutely.
Probably thousands of them, I would guess.
They're blaming Elon for rigging the election, and it's like, so every time I see that, I just reply back to him with like, "Oh, so you guys are election deniers now, huh?"
So that's kind of like saying that the mass media circus that was all predicting Harris in a landslide, that's like saying they were trying to, affect the election, right? Isn't that the same thing, kind of?
Yeah, that's why they're getting sued.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening in our election. The mass media, they don't report facts. I mean, it bugs the hell out of me, because Paulier's getting, convention crowds anywhere from around 5,000 to, I think, 15,000. I mean, there might have even been a bigger one, like with 20,000 showed up in one location for his rally appearance. Like, and Carney, like, the ones I've noticed on YouTube of Carney, he goes to like a bakery and has like 30 people show up. And yet people are predicting the Liberals are going to win the election. And it's like, well, that sure doesn't look like that when you see the rally support of actual people who put their shoes on and go out to the bloody, place where they're having the rally and sit there for, an hour and a half or 2 hours, listening to the candidate. There's something that don't add up here. This math don't work for me, right? With what a lot of people are reporting.
And PvP, I will say this: odds are, how much you would think those are all paid actors for the Liberals to say, "Oh yeah, we got a crowd of 5,000 people, but we paid them like $500 each just to show up."
But they don't get 5,000 at the Liberal rallies. They got diddly.
Yeah, but that's sort of my point here. Like, if the Liberals really want to go all out, so, oh yeah, we got crowds 25,000, but then here's the kicker: if they do say that, and they do show, how much you bet they paid those people to show up just to listen to them?
Well, I mean, if any indication of the rallies I've seen in the last few months, they'd have to pay people to even, they'd have to pay people by the hour, to go and listen to that, because, Carney's a totally boring speaker. The man's got no passion. I don't think he's got any passion, because I don't think he's really got, I think he's soulless. I really do. I think this guy would sell out his grandmother if it could get him ahead, right? So.
And I mean, I've seen, and I just wanted to mention to that point, Daniel, I have seen where the liberals they pay for their own ads. You know this, right? They pay for their own stuff, and it's just a self-promotion. That's all it is. And they will tell you in a heartbeat that Pierre is a bad man. But then in the same sentence, they'll say that they're better than he is on every asset, and every facet of his campaign. And they have nothing to, and then when, like PvP said, when you have Carney, who's only drawing less than 100 people at a fucking bakery, and then you've got Pierre who's in an auditorium with 5,000 people plus that are polling for him. Yeah, there's quite a gap there. Something quite wrong. Yeah.
Definitely. And what's wrong is the media keeps, pretending that none of this with Pierre's rallies, like they just ignore it like it's not happening, which really, really annoys the hell out of me. It really does, because it's like if you are real news, you report real news. But since they're like Trump said, I hate to say it, to use a Trump phrase, but it's absolutely true. The mainstream media in this country are fake news. They really are.
Yeah. So,
in both countries.
Chat real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
It says Scurvy. No, I am your father. Just joking, Scurvy. So then, are you? That's why I don't have Fabio hair like you. Well, he had to change.
Oh,
had to change his spot. Sitten had to change his hair. Once he left to go get some cigarettes and never came back.
Let me apply. What are you smoking? You know right well that Sif Dan, we love him, but he has the Moe hair from back at Larry Moe and Curly. Come on. He is Moe, okay, reincarnated. Do what you want to say from that.
Scurvy says, me, I'm your daddy.
Yeah,
First of all, no one goes to rallies in Canada. Hockey games are more important. Depends if it's snowing or not.
I haven't been to a hockey game in about 10 years, so that's how important they are to me.
The last one I went to, and the only one I went to, was back when I was in Arizona, and I watched the what was then the Arizona Coyotes playing the San Jose Sharks, and the Sharks won the game 4-1. That was the very last ever hockey game I've ever been to, and I've been trying to go to Maple Leaf games, but my beautiful wife Suzanne is a diehard New Jersey Devils fan, so I said, okay, honey, I'll make a compromise. Once the Devils and the Leafs meet up in the Stanley Cup Finals this year, we'll go to every single fucking game that's here in Toronto. So, yeah, there we go. That'll work.
You really think the Leafs are going to be in the Stanley Cup Finals?
Well, they have a great record and they got firepower.
Oh my God, they're actually doing.
I really do see a lot. You know what? I've gone out on a limb before PvP, and I was absolutely dead right when I've done that with teams before, where I just went out on a limb and said, "Yep, they're going to go all the way," and I just see it. I don't know, man. I can't explain it, but I've seen how their front line is. I mean, they got powerful players. Austin, let me tell you this: Austin Matthews is one of their captains. He may be a douchebag in real life, but he's no joke. That guy is playing the best hockey he's probably ever played in the last 5 or 6 years that he's been with the team. So
where are they?
There's some good players there. So
where are they in the Eastern Conference standings?
They're in first place.
Holy fuck!
Yeah, 104 points.
Jesus, they haven't won a Stanley Cup since
1967, and then in the early 90s they went up against the Devils, and the Devils beat them in 5 games.
Well, the thing is, the Liberals have sucked donkey for decades now, decades and decades. Every year, the Liberal, I'm sure there's plenty of liberals, Leafs fans throwing themselves off of bridges the day after after they get eliminated. Like they always just tank, right? They always seem to tank in the playoffs, even if they get into them. But they've been bad for so long. I'm amazed they're actually doing that well. See, that shows you I have not been paying attention to hockey at all, because my Canucks just end up, they end up sucking every year. So I just gave up watching them at this point. But that's cool. Wow. I hope
All right.
I hope it works out.
All right, so
JPs. Oh, I'm sorry. I just want to say the JPs are not in the same division, my friend. The Toronto Maple Leafs are in the Atlantic Division, and the Devils are in the Metropolitan Division. I follow sports, you fool. Just kidding.
hey, don't call them fool.
Yeah, they got a bunch of
Okay.
different divisions. That's for sure.
Yeah, they're in different divisions. So
They
yes,
got
they
more
can.
haven't they added a couple of divisions in the last 10 years too, Mikey? Like there's more divisions than there used to be. Right?
Yeah.
All right, let's catch up on chats here.
ahead.
CBC can't report real news. They are funded by the government. Exactly. They're the Goebbels propaganda. They're watching them on TV. The Devils and the Leafs can't meet in the finals. Yeah, the Mike just
I
said
know. I'm just
somebody
saying,
beat
yeah.
Gretzky to a career goal.
That was old man Bird. That was Alex Ovechkin. He beat Gretzky's all-time career goals. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm really glad of that because I never liked Gretzky.
Yeah.
When Gretzky was the great, so-called great one playing in Edmonton, a lot of us Canadians hated the guy because he was a whining, wimpy little. He was a little whimper, whiny. He'd go up to the refs all the time and complain that the big bad opposition were, checking him into the boards or something, right? And the refs would protect him a lot of games, right? They'd protect his ass. And it's like, hey, if Gretzky wants to put the skates on, let him fight out there like every other player has to fight. And if he gets injured or boarded, he gets boarded. But no, Gretzky, he'd be like, to the refs all the time. And so he got a real bad rap for that, bad reputation for that. And then, well, of course, when he left for LA and never came back to Canada for decades, and then he started trying to get involved in our election. Boy, that was it for me when Gretzky is like, I'm glad Ovechkin beat him. I'm glad.
No, I'm glad that the Russian beat this guy.
Gretzky's an elitist jerk in my book.
All right, guys.
Eugene Bird, you're the king. Super Chat's making our cigars sing. Lighting the lounge, keeping it free. You're the sugar daddy of the real love. Thank you, Eugene. You're the best, better than all the rest. With every puff, we raise a cheer. Eugene Bird, our hero here.
All right, thank you,
What did
Eugene
he say?
Bird. He said, "Why do Canadians do it doggy style? So you both watch the hockey game."
Oh,
That's a good one.
Birdman.
It could be worse. Why don't they do reverse cowgirl in Alabama?
Hey, what do you call two people in America who are making out and doing it while watching a NBA basketball game? And then what does the man say? Slam dunk.
No, but why don't they do reverse cowgirl in Alabama?
What?
You don't turn your back on family.
Oh God.
Hey, did you?
Hey, Gorilla, do you have any statistics on how many Alabama viewers you have subbed to your channel?
I could actually go look that data up.
You should. I wonder if you got any. Maybe there's actually one or two people out there that love those Alabama jokes. You never know, right?
Oh, yeah.
JP says, which is the East in the finals? It's East versus West in the finals.
Yeah,
no,
okay.
It's the two best teams. From
the East and West, right. So what the game I was trying, that I found out, which I corrected myself, thanks JPs, is that back in the early 90s, the Devils and the Leafs did meet in the Eastern Conference Finals, and the winner of that was going to go to the Stanley Cup, and the Devils managed to beat the Leafs in the Eastern Conference Finals. So
what conference are the two teams in now?
They're both in the Eastern Conference.
Well, then they're not going to meet in the Stanley Cup Finals because
it won't be Stanley Cup. But the amazing thing was, Suzanne got to watch before she moved here to Toronto. She got to watch the Devils take on the Leafs in the Eastern Conference Finals before the Stanley Cup Finals. So,
Right. Well, that's
yeah.
that's the best scenario you'll get is if they
Yeah.
get to the conference finals.
That is the best scenario, and I
Yeah.
think that's what's going to happen again.
Well, good. I hope you get Well, you know how much tickets are going to cost?
Oh, I know. Nosebleed seats even. They're going to be next to it.
You better start saving those thousands of dollars up right now, Mikey.
Oh
'cause
shit! Just
you
ask for a disability discount.
you get close to the end of the playoffs, and you're going to be paying through the nose, literally.
I know. Well, we can always watch it on TV in a hotel
That's what I
lounge
would.
or something.
That's
That's what I
would
would do. Yeah, downtown. I know places. We
Hey,
we
just
should
you know,
go.
you know what? If you got access to a good sports bar with a really large, gigantic,
Oh, we've got a couple. Yeah, there's
Go-
one down
go
the street from us called Buster's that
hey, if you
that
got
shows
one,
Maple Leaf games.
you got one within walking distance, even better, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's
Then you-
it's within
then
walking
Then
distance.
you don't have to pay for a taxi or none of that bullshit. So
No. Yeah.
go.
True.
Do you have to make a reservation though, or is it just
No, you don't need to make a reservation. You can just walk in there and
I'd say get there
follow
early
it.
before. I'd say get there hours ahead of time though,
yeah.
because it'll
Yeah,
get
we
packed.
would
It'll
get there a
get packed.
couple hours. Yeah, because it'll fill up. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll fill
guaranteed.
up. It'll fill up. It'll be at capacity probably within. I would say even a couple hours before the game, it'll probably be full.
Oh yeah. Plus they have good food. We've been there before, Susan and I've been there, and
Yeah,
they
I'd
have
say
good food and
I
stuff.
say get there 2 or 3 hours ahead of time and order supper, and then you're set to go.
Yeah, and we can watch the game. How about
Yeah.
that, babe? We can do that.
All right. So Mikey here says, JP's, how about Eastern Conference Finals? Was it back in the early 1990s?
Early 90s. Yeah.
Nemesis says, it's true, old man bird.
Yeah.
It's, probably not now. I think Brad Arnold might still be here. Laughing my ass off, Gorilla. And which northern border states is just as much to hockey as Canadians? Is it Minnesota? Oh, whoops, I meant Minnesota. God, what the fuck's that last one there, Cynthia?
Well, at least Dad didn't spell it Minnesota because it looked like that's where it's.
That's what he's calling it, Minnesota. Way to go, Dan.
Oh man, I like Minnesota. Is kind of cool though.
No.
Minnesota.
The first part is accurate because we don't pronounce our T's very, and we switch our T's to our two D's. It's the Scandinavian part in us.
Huh.
Hey, you know what's been bothering me for a long time, Gorilla? Why in the hell did you call it Minnesota Wild? Why in the hell did you do that?
Because they're the ones that literally pick you up, throw you over the glass and into the crowd. They're wild like that.
All right. Well, does Gorilla want to answer the question that I asked him right here? Like, which of the northern U.S. states is just as into hockey as the Canadians are up there? Is it Minnesota?
Yeah, you better not be. You better not be calling me a damn Canadian there, Cynthia.
Well, I already beat down to it when I called you an honorary Canadian.
Yeah, that's what we call Gorilla. He's the honorary border Canadian.
But I do think, Dan, that Minnesota is probably the biggest U.S. hockey state as far as people loving the game, because I think a lot of there's even a lot of kids do hockey in Minnesota, right? Little kids and high school kids and college kids and whatever, kind of kids, right?
They every year the Minnesota team that plays the college, the University of Minnesota, they play in what they call the Frozen Four almost every year. Those guys are in that, and
That's appropriate.
they usually win them. Yeah, and they usually win them. So, that's the college form of hockey, and it's a big deal to them. Yeah, it really is. Minnesota's got
everything I've ever heard. I mean, I wasn't that familiar with Minnesota before I got to know Gorilla. I've learned some stuff now, which has been interesting. But I always had heard, had read, whatever, that Minnesota was a big a hockey state that really loved their hockey, and they do have the Wild, and hockey seems to be fairly popular there. I mean, hell of a lot more popular than say in Florida or something, right?
Well,
You know.
most of our Olympic hockey team comes from Minnesota.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, and by the way, speaking of the Wild, according to the current standings in the Western Conference, they were one of the teams that clinched the best record in their conference. So Minnesota Wild's going to be in the playoffs this year too.
Nice,
So,
nice.
Well, when you have ice on your legs 9 months out of the damn year, you tend to learn how to skate on the ice.
Yeah, they clinched the playoff berth, Gorilla. So good luck to your Wild.
Cool.
Gee, I gotta say, Gorilla's Eagle must be huge with that, with his state winning a lot, Minnesota.
Oh, yeah, but it balances out with the fucking Vikings. Like,
Your Vikings are so sad. I feel so bad for your football team.
Our state has the record for most Super Bowl losses.
Yeah, 0-4. Believe me, you're right there with the Buffalo Bills, dude.
Yeah.
0-4.
Let's see, 10,000 lakes. Well, they got fact checking on it. They claim we're the land of 10,000 lakes, but the way the DNR divides it up, there's 15,287 some damn lakes or something like that. And you're only like 5,103 of them are fishable. Because what they do, it's like they got one lake just northwest of town here. It's one gigantic lake, but they divided it up into 8 subsections. So it counts as 8 damn lakes. We got 3 damn ponds that dry up by July on the side of the highway there. They count them as fucking lakes there.
Hey, Gorilla, can I ask an honest question? Yeah, sorry.
It wouldn't surprise me if they count the damn sludge ponds east of town there, the town I work in, as a fucking lake, even though it's a shit pond.
Now, I wanted to ask you an honest question. So, as a kid, did you ever get lost in the Mall of America? I've heard horror stories about people getting lost in that.
I hadn't even gone there till I was. I think we went there once when I was 10. You know, we went down to Sea Life and all that. Other than that, I hadn't really been to the Mall of America until my parents moved up to the cities.
Yeah. Yeah, but is it true that some people can get lost in that mall? It is the biggest one, after all.
Put it this way. I thought Canada made us out unless they expanded it. But, because I thought the Toronto Mall, they made a huge Toronto Mall.
No, I think the West Edmonton Mall is still one of the biggest, actually.
Is it? Yeah. I thought it.
I know
Canada.
Let's put it this way, Mikey. The West Edmonton Mall is so big it has a fleet of submarines. You can go riding on on submarines in the West Edmonton Mall. If that doesn't blow your mind, I don't know.
Yeah, but we got Universal Studios in the Mall of America there.
That's true.
In the Mall of America there, this is before they added on the news section. But you can spend 30 seconds in each shop in the Mall of America there, and it'd take you 2 days to get through the whole mall.
Yeah. So is that true, Gorilla? You catch more fish in the lakes than you do in catching women at the beach? Don't you even have nice looking women that you can go after?
But here's the thing, I don't go to the beach.
Oh, okay. You don't go to the beach. Okay.
No, I don't go to any of the beaches around here. I go fish. I go find I fish out the boat landings, or there's a couple spots in the woods I go to.
Girl is too modest to go out in a Speedo in public anyway.
I never said that.
Oh, man.
By the way, I just looked up West Edmonton Mall, guys. It is the second largest shopping mall by square footage in North America, behind the Mall of America in Bloomington, Minnesota.
I knew that. Yeah, I had a feeling. Yeah.
So Gorilla's Mall is number 1, but West Edmonton is biting his ass real close.
Well, that's because they just added that's because they just added a new section there to that. If you're not making 6 figures, you can't even afford to look at that section.
Oh, really? Well, what section is that at Mall of America?
It's just total square feet is 5,300,000 square feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what is that special section, Gorilla, that you need to make 6 figures?
I don't know. It's a bunch of fancy clothes, like fancy designers shops.
Well,
Shops over that way.
name one of them.
I haven't been to it. I'm too poor to even look at that section.
Oh, all right. Sorry.
Girl can't even afford to look at the website. He's so
Yeah. He got squeak mouse on his trail. What more does he need? Huh?
Squeak a mouse. Oh,
mouse.
he's the mouse, the lady, the lady that we date, he's
Zombie
talking
mouse?
about the young lady that had mouse in her last name.
Zombie
Hey,
mouse.
Jim. Yeah, Jim.
Zombie
Okay.
mouse. That's it. Yes.
Yeah, I haven't seen her in a long time. And hey, Jim,
Yeah.
how's it going?
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
Jim.
Actually, yeah. Hey, Jim. Whatever happened to Squeaky? I thought you guys were like getting a little bond going there for a while, and then she just disappeared.
Well, I know she was having problems with her computer. That she had problems with the job and stuff. That's the last I heard.
Yeah.
So that's what happened to Zombie? Oh, man. Yeah,
Well,
Zombie mouse.
Yeah, Zombie hasn't been on. What's it been like 4 or 5 months now since she's been on a panel?
6.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Well, Gorilla, you can always try to put some cheese on. Maybe she'll catch it.
Yeah. I did say hi to Jim, right?
Come on, that's lame.
Yeah.
Cheese? Come on.
Hey, Jim, just in case I didn't say it before there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, gosh, I hope she's doing okay.
I hope so too.
By the way,
I really liked you a lot, Gorilla. Zombie Mouse was probably the closest you. I don't want to say that maybe a girlfriend, but probably the closest gal friend you had online, and she really cared about you. She really did.
Yeah, I thought Gorilla and Zombie kind of had a little bit of a thing going there for a while.
I was pretty sure of that.
Yeah. Let's see. I sent my taxes to my account, and he filed an extension.
He did. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I had a feeling, Jim, that you had to do an extension.
Yeah, I had to spend 4 fucking hours on it because I had to keep waiting on fucking TurboTax to call me because I had one fucking question, and out of I kept clicking the damn thing there, and I ended up getting like 7 different fucking phone calls, and no one could answer my fucking question.
I got some information about TurboTax. I watched a video last night. I just came by random chance, and for some reason I thought, well, I know why I clicked on it, because a whole bunch of Canadians got burned badly by Revenue Canada because they used TurboTax online, and they thought they were fine, and then they just got letters in the mail in the last week or so that they owe huge amounts of money to the Revenue Canada that they have to cough up because of TurboTax's software screwing shit up, right? And of course, TurboTax has taken no responsibility. They won't admit to nothing. But this is like happened to like dozens of people apparently. And I remember one poor woman in the video. She said, the Revenue Canada's told her she owes them like 11 grand, when she didn't think she owed them anything. So I will personally I've never used TurboTax, and I never fucking will after seeing that video.
Yeah, what was their percentage of accuracy, PvP? Do you remember? I thought it was somewhere between 92 to 93% accuracy.
I don't know. That's why I just go to community resources, and hopefully next year I'm going to try and get my boss to reduce my hours so I can stay under the $40,000 limit, because that's the community resource likes you to be under that limit, right? So
well, since
they're professional tax preparers that volunteer their free time, right? And they're really they're thorough, and I trust them, right? So
oh yeah, well, they have professional ones here. Like last month we completed ours early because Suzanne went over to the local we have a local church here that has prior tax preparers that work for free, and they'll do your taxes for our low income that's what we are. So she went there, got it done again, and she's getting a refund again. So
good stuff. Well, you should get a refund because you guys aren't bringing in a huge income every year, right?
Oh no, we don't even make to the point where it says 15%. I told you guys that. We're like less than 0.1% of what that basic income's supposed to start at, where you get charged that 15% tax rate. Yeah, we're not even close to that.
See, that was my problem. I thought I'd be safe because I thought I was right around the borderline on the amount of money I made from work, right? But then, dummy me, I totally forgot that pension income every month is considered taxable.
Yes.
I hadn't factored that in at all because I've only been getting the pension for the last year, probably maybe even a little bit less than a year now. I can't remember when I started getting it, but dummy me, I never factored it in that. And, I'm getting a good amount of money at the end of every month. So that really adds up after a year's time. And so that put me, as I mentioned earlier, $3,000 over the limit, which is why I got to pay that money back by the end of the month now. But I trust a flesh and blood person sitting across from me. And the thing is, all I do is take in my T4 slip, all the documents. Like I had 3 different documents, one from work, one from the feds, one from BC Housing, which I get a little rent supplement every month because, I'm a senior and they have a so-called program they call Safer for seniors, which helps with your rent. So that kicks in a little bit of money every month. And so I take all the documents, and this lady, 15 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, and we're done. She's filed it online. It's all good. To me, 15, 20 minutes is the way to go instead of spending hours online fighting with some software that is totally pissing me off, because I've been there before, right, when I tried that, with other systems, and it's like, nope, not anymore.
Yeah. So Nemesis says, thoughts with Zombie Mouse? Same here, Nemesis, and thank you. Hi, Jim. Hey, Scurvy. And same. Some of you are conflating Zombie Mouse with Squeaky Mouse. They are 2 different people.
Well, have you ever talked to a Squeaky Mouse, Gorilla? In all the 4 years you've been on YouTube?
No, just Zombie.
Yeah, I thought Zombie was the only one there, Lemon.
I don't know. I have no idea what Bird or Scurvy's talking about then. Scurvy, I was, yes. Giggle Eye. Okay, so I have absolutely no idea who they're talking about.
Anyway,
that's right.
I just want to let you know, I posted some links in the private chat there to some of Pierre's recent rallies. I highly recommend the first link if you want to take a look at that, because it's huge rally. I can't believe how many people were there.
Cool.
So if you want to get an idea how his rallies are going, there's some links for you on YouTube. And the last one I put on was the wiki page to the West Edmonton Mall, if you want to read up about that topic, if you want to waste some time. So there you go.
Yeah. So PvP, you were calling Zombie Squeaky?
I was never calling her Squeaky. Somebody called her Squeaky, and I was like, huh, Squeaky? Oh. I was like,
I just remember, I just remember Zombie Mouse telling me she remembered the Danger Mouse animated series, and I used to say Zombie Mouse, and I used to do that, and she'd laugh her ass off. She was like, "Oh, that's hilarious." Yeah, Danger Mouse is one of those funny British comedies, animated, which one of their memes is pin food, shush. Yeah, it's funny stuff. Yeah, it really is. Yeah, it's still out there too. Danger Mouse is out there in the YouTube social media circuit. It's out there. So if you find those episodes, they're hilarious as fuck. You need to check them out, definitely. Anyway, self-promotion for Danger Mouse.
Yeah, I've never saw that show. Right. That's the trouble. I'm getting to the age now where I just got to be real picky about what I watch. So.
Right.
How picky gotta be?
Yeah, Danger Mouse is on Tubi also. Yes, it is.
There's a channel called Doobie.
Doobie? There's no
Tubi.
channel named Doobie.
Oh, Tubi. Oh, Tubi.
Doobie.
I thought you were saying Doobie, like it's a channel for stoners or something.
For
Like, oh,
stoners and marijuana.
Actually, I'm surprised there isn't. I'm surprised there isn't a channel that just shows like
Oh,
Cheech and Chong movies and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Let's see. I have seen 2 flirty mouses in people's streams. One you haven't met, but one zombie that threatened to sneak under Cruella's bed. Let's see.
Yeah.
I mean, she may squeak, but I don't know anything about that.
Okay,
No,
now I'm
no,
thinking.
no. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, BB.
I'm just thinking if she's going to start squeaking, she'll have to be on top of Gorilla's bed, not under it.
Alrighty, and with that,
No. You know what I remember? No, you know what I remember? You just jogged my memory, Gorilla. You were one of the first to tell Zombie that you're a $2 whore and you're easy.
Oh my God.
I do remember that. You told her that one time, and she laughed her ass off.
God.
He said, and she said, "Well, if he is that easy," I'm like, "Careful, Zombie, careful. You'll have to fly to Minnesota to go find him in the wild somewhere."
In the wild.
all right. So with that, I think this is a good place to wrap it up here because I want to go to bed.
Oh yeah,
here.
you gotta get.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta get up tomorrow. Okay.
Can I just
Yeah.
briefly before we end the stream? I mentioned earlier that my cousin's wife is having some health issues that are quite
Oh.
serious, and I was going to ask Mikey because you have close contact with like Brother Jay and Larry, and
Yeah, of course.
I know they could offer prayers, and I was just
Well-
wanted to mention if anybody can please pray for my cousin's wife Anita. She could use them, and my cousin and his wife are religious folks, so they would be quite happy to receive prayers from any of you guys. And
Yeah. Also, my parents are Carmelite ministers, PvP, so they know a lot of prayer groups in the Catholic Church. She'll
Please.
definitely receive lots of prayers.
Yeah,
Well,
please
here, Mikey, how about we do this? How about you lead us off in prayer here on this?
Oh, you want me to? All right, I'd be happy to. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, dear Lord, please watch over Anita as she's experiencing personal medical problems. Give her the strength, Lord, to recover fully and 100% recovery. And also, please watch over Larry and Diane and Tyler. He's going through his personal problems medically and otherwise. And also, please watch over Brother Jay and his wonderful girlfriend Renee as they go through their daily struggles. And also pray for all of our entire family, everybody that we consider more as family members and less as subscribers. So with all this, we pray to you, Lord, for everything. Amen and amen. Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Thank you.
thank you, Mikey.
And
Oh, yeah,
Omen-
sure.
Omen
welcome.
Bird's giving us some stars there.
Hey,
And
thank you.
Scurvy here is put a link.
Thank you,
in-
Scurvy.
I don't know what the link is for.
What's
I
the
don't
link,
know.
Lemon? It's a lemon link. Oh my.
Oh, well, somebody's live. Somebody else must be live right now. Same
No,
time
it's
we are.
Retro Reels and Games. Oh, it is live.
Oh, okay. Wait, is it their Divas and Dorks show again?
Yeah. And
Oh,
amen.
okay,
amen.
maybe.
And Eugene wanted to go to another live. Okay. Yeah, so
Oh,
thank
okay.
you, Scurvy, for coming. And thank you for those super chats. It was very generous of you tonight. Oh,
Oh my gosh, you
Eugene, thank
really
you
went
very
above
much,
and beyond,
for that.
Eugene. Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
thank you very much. And yes, poor girl has to work. Yes,
Yeah.
but make sure to check out Wrestle with Germ. He has a Saturday morning cartoons. We're not sure what this Saturday's cartoon will be, but he did say we could do Vader Zim one of these weekends that have available. And thank you, Jim's Landscaping LLC, #1 Commodore Productions, for coming. He has his fan films, and then he's starting doing some live streaming, and then he has his puppy video, so make sure to check him out. And thank you, Nemesis Meeting, for coming. He's really good with the chat there. He's sitting there playing games there. And he's been opening a lot of Pokemon decks lately. So make sure to check out Nemesis Meeting. Thank you, JP's Tabernacle, for coming.
Yeah, he still has that black kitty cat with the little tongue sticking out.
Yeah. Thank you to the Phantom Boomer Explorers for coming. He has his Cosby channel where he runs 3 watch parties a week on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. So make sure to check it out. He puts the previews for those on his YouTube channel. And thank you, Mercer Create, for coming.
Oh yeah, and prayers up for Mercer too because of his kidney dialysis. Surgery
yeah.
Yeah.
I hope
prayers
that
for
goes
Mercer.
well.
Yeah, prayers up for Mercer.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you to Matt Arnold for coming. He has some cover songs on his. He has some 3D printing, but he has these thing called Matt's Chats where it looks like they're gonna be doing reviews on stuff. So make sure to check them out. And thank you, FKHC 2005, for being here. He has a couple videos on his channel. Make sure to check them out. Thank you, Jeff B. And thank you to the Drew 24 for coming. He has some arm wrestling videos on his channel. So definitely make sure to check him out there. And I think that's everybody there.
Did you think Charlotte Knight's the werewolf, Gorilla?
Oh, I must have missed her. You a promoter?
Yeah, Charlotte Nightstar the Werewolf has an awesome channel where she displays some of her talents on some of the AI song videos that she writes lyrics for, and sometimes she'll even add her voice to them. She also does lots of podcasts and watch parties. And, of course, whenever you mention her name, you always go, "Ahoo!" Like Werewolves of London, Warren Zevon. So out of that reference. So, yeah, Charlotte Nightstar the Werewolf, check her out. She usually works doing streams every other weekend at 4:05 p.m. Eastern, Saturdays and Sundays. So, yeah, check her out.
All right, thank you. And we're going to start with you, PvP. What do you got going on?
Oh, well, I'm halfway through the work week, and I'm looking forward to being all the way through the work week in 2 days. Not much going on. Will be an interesting weekend, though, because I'm not working on Good Friday, of course. And I'm kind of thinking of working my schedule for the following week to not work on Easter Monday either, which would kind of be nice to have a 4-day break and I could get some more, real life shit done. So I'm kind of thinking of doing that. Whether that will give me enough time to actually do some additions on my channel remains to be seen, but that is a definite possibility. And I'm working on a Clem Burke drummer tribute, the drummer of Blondie, who just passed away in the last week or so from, I think it was cancer he had at the age of 70. So I'm working on that. I've probably got half a dozen tunes on there. I'm trying to find good ones. The trouble with a lot of times back in the late 70s and 80s, they would focus on the singer, right? Or they do the keyboard solo guy or the guitar, but they often since the drummer's usually at the back of the stage, they would ignore the drummer half the time, and it really is annoying because he was such an excellent drummer. So I've been trying to find videos with they get some good footage of him actually playing the drums, and I have found some really good stuff. So I'm in the process of working on that, but whether that'll be finalized on the weekend, I'm not sure at this point. But if it is, I will post it in the public so you guys can take a look at that. So, yeah.
All right, thank you. Daniel, what do you got going on?
Daniel, wake up, buddy. Coco, go wake him up. Pee on his face. Just kidding.
All right, Cynthia, what do you got going on?
Alrighty, to all your panel members and to your chatters that know me, don't know me. Sci-fi, I cover different sci-fi TV shows or movies. I do my Dark Matter 2015 TV show watch parties on Wednesdays, usually at 5:30 Pacific time. If my co-host is available, he usually is. And I do my live streams.
Thank you, Bird.
Saturdays between 2 and 4 p.m. Pacific time. And I try to upload a new video on my YouTube channel, my main one, at the beginning of the previous week or towards the beginning of next week. And I do have a video in the works. It's going to be a moderately sized one. No spoilers, but it's going to be a major one about a certain fan base. And beyond that, I do cross-trains with my fellow committee members, like Gorilla's Censored Thoughts and Resolute Germ. They're nice guys. They usually do allow it. And I do have a secondary channel called Old World Sorcerer Dan. On that one, I cover Japanese anime, and currently we're doing the Overlord Season 4 Watch Party season. It's a dark fantasy show with adult themes. If you like those, check out that on my second channel. It's on Fridays, 8 p.m. Pacific time, usually after Gorilla's Censored Thoughts Walton streams. And for all of us here, every new watcher, a Watchman encourages us to make more content for you guys, as well as helping make a few dollars off YouTube besides our day job. So I'll turn it over to Mikey to give his quick motion, and then to Gorilla before he falls asleep.
Thank you, Dan. As for Mikey's Who's For channel, this week we're honoring Easter week, so I love to be, I'm really happy, Gorilla. Again, I'm honored and blessed whenever I get to join one of your illustrious panels. So thank you so much for that. I will be there for him, of course, on Friday. We have a commitment to do Waltons every Friday night if we can. And I enjoy having some fun with PvP and Resolute and Gorilla on that. This weekend, I hope to work on a co-hosting with Charlotte Nightstar the Werewolf, doing an Easter stream. We're not sure when we're going to start it yet, but more than likely, probably either Saturday afternoon or Sunday afternoon. We'll keep your eyes and ears open for us. And then after Easter, all next week, everything goes back to normal. My weekly webcam series on our channel, the 4 shows I cover at 1 p.m. Eastern every single day, unless the time changes. Also, I have a poll in the works. I'm asking people if they want me to make JAS or just another stream a permanent thing on Monday afternoons, be like a weekly thing. And I'll let people know on Monday afternoon when I do my Red Dwarf 2-episode preview. I'll let everybody know what the poll results on that are. So remember, come to Mikey Sue's 4, have some fun, and always expect the unexpected. Everybody and everyone all at once.
Thank you. Daniels, you back yet?
Daniel, you back? Coco, wake him up, damn it.
All right. He usually tells us he has nothing going on, but so.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Thank you.
I was just going to say, Gorilla, you got that mariachi guy with that East Indian guy with the drumming. Listen to that all night,
Yeah, we'll put something up for him. I don't have that there.
Oh, jeez, Daniel.
I can turn it.
Thank you, Lemon. Thank you, Lemon, for posting my channel too. Thank you, Lemon.
I suppose I could turn him into a Nazi.
I'm a Jew in Nazi-occupied Europe. Fuck you. Fuck the both of you.
Play that up, Luke.
Hey, this is why you don't want to fall asleep on Gorilla streams.
Yeah, that's why I'm highly disappointed in Larry that the night I fell asleep at the end of his damn panel, everybody's gone when I woke up. There was nothing played on repeat. I thought I treated it better than that. I thought I treated, but I got nicer friends than he has.
Well, I would never be cruel enough to make somebody listen to East Indian music for 8 hours. That's for sure.
Oh, I am.
Oh, I know. Gorilla, yeah, I know you are.
Yeah. Gorilla, you need to get LDG's bootstrap or whatever the fuck that is. That's been bronzed and golden size now. Tear that thing out of your butt. You need to get that removed. Come on.
Yeah. As for me, committed to Serenity on Thursday. Friday will be Walton's review of we'll go up to 2 hours on the burnout, and then we'll do a part 2. So that's a 2-parter episode. We might even just pick halfway. Point.
All right.
And then on Sunday. Well, we're gonna be watching Terminator 2. I think that's Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Yes.
Terminator 2 Judgment Day is
Come with me if you want to live.
Yeah, I think that's the one I remember more than the original Terminator.
Well, the original is great, but the second one is awesome.
Okay, I think I see the second one, but I don't remember very much of the first one. Like, I didn't remember very much of the first one, so I must have watched Judgment Day.
Well, I liked Edward Furlong, playing the young John Connor, but I really enjoyed watching Robert Patrick kick Arnold's ass.
No, I think Robert I think that's the best performance in Patrick's career. Like
Robert Patrick, that he's ever done. Yeah, I agree.
He's totally fucking scary in that movie. Like,
oh yeah, he's awesome.
Shit. And that's early CGI too, right? Like, but it's so good.
Yes,
it's so well done though. It's if all CGI was as good as that, I would respect it. Sadly, a lot of it isn't, but that was great, top quality CGI.
Oh,
all right. So,
is that true, Sif Dan?
The meth dude licks Linda's face. Can't forget that.
Oh God, I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh,
God.
If girls do, I gotta finish reading that. So then, everyone have a good night. Remember to be a gorilla there.
All right.
Let's see you away.